guys, what's up? Serpentine19 here, taking a look at Battlefield Hardline. Unfortunately, the recordings in-game weren't working out. Tried a couple of different programs, Fraps, DxTory and Shadowplay, and yeah, they were all struggling a bit with this. So I'm gonna patch in some B-roll footage to go along with what I'm saying. So yeah, Battlefield Hardline. It's Battlefield series, so it's what you expect in your multiplayer FPS genre. It's being developed by Visceral Games, which some of you may know from the Dead Space series. And basically what they've done is taken Battlefield and turned it into a cops versus robbers game. In the beta, there were two game modes available, Heist and Blood Money. Both new to the series, and both actually kind of similar. There are a little bit of differences, and I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so a lot of people have been hating on this game and saying that it should be a mod for Battlefield 4, or that even more work should be put into Battlefield 4 to get it running properly. I can kind of see where they're coming from. A lot of it does seem reskinned. The new stuff they put into it include grappling hooks and zip lines, and that's pretty much all the new gameplay mechanics that they've put in. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that was new. The cars and the vehicles in the game, you still have your attack helicopters, minus the missiles. They might be making a comeback because armored personnel carriers just got added to the beta, which surprised me. I didn't think they were going to be in it, but yeah, they were there. I don't think tanks will be coming in. That's definitely not going to happen, and if it does, it's going to feel a little bit odd. But yeah, the vehicles are pretty much your Jeep, your Hummer with a gun in the back, and these big armored personnel carriers. There's also motorbikes that don't have guns on them, they're just bikes. And then there's the transport helicopter and the attack helicopter that has a minigun on it that the pilot controls. The carrier actually has two miniguns on it that the passengers control. One thing they did really well in Hardline is they've actually fixed up some of the problems I had with the Jeeps and the Hummers in Battlefield 3. I didn't play too much of Battlefield 4, so I'm relating this to Battlefield 3. In Battlefield 3, when you built up a lot of speed and you took corners, sometimes you'd just slide and it would do some really weird stuff that didn't feel right. They fixed that up a little bit in this one. You can actually take corners at speed in these vehicles, and you won't get any of that super weird stuff happening. Some weird stuff is still there, and I think that's more server related, but yeah. Onto the servers. With the patch that they just made, they applied the fix that they applied to Battlefield 4 for the tick rate, I believe it was. They didn't name it as the tick rate, I forget what they name it, but I believe it is the tick rate fix. However, it's not really fixed that well. There are still problems. I haven't experienced the player kill thing where you're shooting at each other and you both kill each other. I haven't experienced that tick rate problem, but there are some problems with the cars hitting walls. You'll hit a wall and then a second later the car will take damage, and then the physics will be applied to it, so it doesn't happen straight away. So that's a pretty big tick rate problem. And if it's not a tick rate problem, which it might not be, it might actually be just a engine problem, I think that needs to be sorted out, because it is really odd when you crash into something and you think, oh, I'm fine, just gonna reverse up here, and then your car explodes. And yeah, it's just a little bit weird. Levolution, as it was termed in Battlefield 4, is back. Not so much of a focus put into it. there was one that changed the map where you could get to a lower level of it through the ramp. You blew out some of the road and that dropped to create a ramp that you could go up and down on. The crane that falls down is incredibly annoying when it happens. Only when you're close to it though, because it creates this really annoying camera shake for your end. So basically you've got about 10-20 seconds or so where you can't do anything. If you try and shoot someone, you're gonna miss every second shot, probably even more than that. You'll be hitting them every fifth or something, and yeah, it's just really unpleasant. What else have I got here? Yeah, dog tags that were from Battlefield 4 and 3 have been replaced with patches. So they're kind of like the patches you'd sew onto your clothes or your jacket or something like that. Onto the game modes a little bit more. At the beginning I really hated heist mode, and I preferred Blood Money way over it, and I thought Blood Money was actually a really nice addition. After playing a little bit more of the game, I actually got used to heist, and I'm starting to like it maybe even more than Blood Money. When I first started playing heist, I don't think many players knew how to play it, so it was just this massive chaos going around the main objectives. A lot of it was people just on the streets, and players would just come in their cars and just get like five road kills, and yeah, it was just really unpleasant. But no, people have gotten used to it, and they're starting to use the buildings, some of the cover, and with the addition of the APCs, it gets rid of that kind of spammy roadkill play that was happening quite a lot there. So yeah, that became a lot more enjoyable. And basically what that game mode is, it's kind of like a capture the flag mode where the robbers have to take these briefcases to a certain location to escape with them, and the police are trying to stop them and trying to recover those cases for themselves. And yeah, that takes you up into a lot of the high buildings in this map, and takes you around the map quite a lot actually. Blood Money is where there's just a massive stash of cash in the middle of the map. The cops and robbers have these two bases where they like cash in what they've taken from the money pit in the middle. Their money isn't safe when it's in your vault, it can be taken by the other team and vice versa. Yeah, that one doesn't use the map all that well. A lot of it is left out. You kind of centered, it's very much centered, and can get a little bit spammy with just all the people camping that area where the main cache is. But yeah, that was enjoyable when it was played right. When people weren't really playing the objective, that kind of turned into a bit of a bad game mode. But yeah, kind of, it's probably the same with the heist. It took a little while for players to get used to it, and yeah, once they did, it was a lot better. So yeah, that's pretty much what I thought of the Battlefield Hardline beta. I'd say I reserve judgment on whether it should be a full price title until I see what Visceral is doing with the single player, because coming from the Dead Space franchise, they obviously know what they're doing with single player. So hopefully, and they've kind of even highlighted the single player in a lot of the trailers, a lot of the press coverage from it. So yeah, I'm hoping that single player is really, really good. But the multiplayer, yeah, that's definitely, it could have been added to Battlefield 4, most definitely. So hold judgment for the single player. yeah, so just to end the video here, it's currently in open beta on PC. They recently extended it to the 26th of this month. That's the 26th of this month. The closed beta on PS4, that's not open yet. I think it's still pretty easy to get a key for it though, so just sign up on the website. I'm not sure if the PlayStation 4 one's been extended. I only know the PC one is. And it's unavailable on the Xbox One. However, they've said that it will be coming to the Xbox One, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that. Maybe it is already on the Xbox One. I haven't seen anything about that, so I'll stick with that it's unavailable on that one. Alright, yes. I'm not going to call this one a player preview because I'm not playing it, but yeah, maybe we'll call it a B-roll preview or something like that. So yeah, that's been my B-roll preview of Battlefield Hardline. Like, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.